Hello, friends. My name is Vibhor Kaushik. I'm again with you with another video. Today, we will discuss about the possibilities of China attacking India, or we can say waging a full-fledged war against India. We'll try to find out the possibilities. Is it even possible for China to do that? What would be the consequences? And what if ever that happens, who will be victorious? But before we start, I would request you all to please like my videos, comment on them, share my videos, and on definitely please subscribe to my YouTube channel. So here we go. See, it's a burning question in lots of people mind that what will China do? Will China attack India? Will China wage a full-fledged war against India? See, the question is, uh, it's very much likely. I mean, it's very much likely, but China knows very well that what they did in 1962 will not be possible today. India has developed into a big power, uh, although still a developing country, but there is a huge difference in the overall psyche and overall progress of India of 1962 and 2021. It's world apart. So today I'll discuss with you uh, the likely scenarios which could happen, which may happen, uh, like very good general said once that even if you think that the other country or opposition will not attack you, but you should always be prepared for an attack. So if you go back in history, in 1962, China was able to win primarily because they stabbed India in the back. When Chinese premier of then and our Prime Minister Nehru was, you know, uh, singing slogans of brotherhood, Hindi Chini Bhai Bhai, but later, the Chinese betrayed us and stabbed us in the back and they attacked us, right? So they took us by surprise in 1962. We were not expecting an attack, and the terrain, and we were also not equipped to fight in the terrain because we never thought that Chinese would attack us. We always thought that they are our friends. Then in 1962, so they took us by surprise and they attacked us. They all our preparations and equipment was found wanting. Our soldiers didn't even have the boots or the clothing to fight in those terrains, but still they fought very bravely. Secondly, uh, the then government of 1962 decided not to use air force for some strange reasons, and that gave tremendous advantage to the Chinese. They kept running over us because somehow they knew that the air force would not attack them. Otherwise, because even then our air force was better than the Chinese. We had hunter planes, fighter planes, which easily could have destroyed the supply line of Chinese. But it was a political decision. Obviously, it was a stupid political decision then, and that played a major role in the defeat of India in 1962. So that's the history, right? We all know that China occupied a large part of Jammu and Kashmir. It's still there. It's called Aksai Chin, which our then Prime Minister Nehru conceded to China, and told them, when some people asked him, why have you conceded that, so he just said that, not even a grass grows over there, so why bother. So that was the mindset and mentality of then ruling party or politicians, which is sad. So, and we are still today suffering the consequences of of that mentality. So, coming back to today, that was the background. So, coming back to today, today India has developed a lot. Of course, there is a huge room for improvement in the defense forces. But I would say today we have developed ourselves enough to defend ourselves. So, in current context, if China attacks us, which I feel they might attack us in a region, it could be across anywhere across the Himalayan range, we have enough firepower to defend ourselves. It won't be China won't be able to you know run through our armies or defense forces as they were able to do in 1962. I feel that today's Indian Air Force is well equipped, and in fact, in most cases, I would say the Indian equipment is high on quality in comparison to Chinese equipment, be it Air Force, be it Army, or we can say be it even Navy. So, one point is this, that it's it's possible, but it's unlikely that China will go to a full-fledged war with India, wherein they will attack us from all fronts: Air Force, Army, Navy, and a full blown attack. It's kind of unlikely. Why? Because it has a great possibility of triggering a World War 3, because there are few friends of ours who will definitely come to support us, namely France and Israel. US in current context may also support us, because there is a anti-China sentiment in US in current context, at least in the public. Although the political dispensation in USA uh, is not all that friendly to India, but China knows very well that attacking a full-fledged, I mean, waging a full-fledged war against India could backfire, because they know that India has developed its capabilities, well enough to defend itself and also even give a bloody nose to China. I'll take upon, I'll talk about all the three forces, Air Force, Army, and Navy, one by one, and I tell you why it is not possible for China to attack, uh, wage a full fledged war, or even if they do, they will suffer a setback. So let's talk about Air Force first. See, China has J-10s, J-20s, and that's their mainstay. China also has Sukhoi 35 as air fighter planes, right? India has Rafales. India has Su-30 MKI. Then we have MiG 29K, and then we have old, MiG 21 Bison and all that. So why I say that Indian Air Force is much better equipped to fight in the Himalayan range is simply because of the altitude. China does not have air bases in the Tibetan region, not much. Although they are building it fast, but their planes will have to travel a lot before they enter India, and at a very high altitude of say 13,000, 14,000 feet. And any military or air force expert will tell you that when a fighter jet or any plane is required to fly at such a height, it loses its half its capabilities. It consumes more fuel. The payload, the weapons which it can take will be half. It's like running on the mountain. Suppose you run on the mountain and you run on the plains. You run on a steep mountain upwards and you run on a simple plain road. These are two different things. So fighting in the Himalayas, especially from the Chinese side, will be a very tough task from them. It will also hamper their maneuverability, right? So India has a distinct advantage in Air Force. India has bases in planes, which can and Indian fighter jets can scramble to the border in the matter of 5-10 minutes and also cut off their supply lines. That's one thing. Now, another thing is the missile systems of both the countries. See, India has one of the best missile systems, defense systems, and attack systems in the world. Why? Because India has some great ballistic missiles and also hypersonic missiles. So, does China have it? Yes, China also have it. But when we talk about quality, I mean, it's not that I'm not saying this because I'm I'm an Indian. It has been proven and it has been articulated by the international experts as well that Indian missile technology is better than the Chinese. BrahMos, Agni 5, and all these missiles, Surya, all these missiles are an example of it. So that's one thing. Now, talk about the army. Army is pretty much well equipped. Number to number, we can match them. India has one of the largest in the world. Obviously, China has the largest one, but it's not that we just don't have the numbers. We can match them number to number, so that's not a problem. And we are very well equipped to fight in the terrain as well. When we talk about tanks and artillery, although in mountain warfare they lose their importance, but they are still, important. I mean, though I don't see them coming into too much in the picture, but still we have enough firepower in the artillery as well. We have Arjun tank, we have T-90 tank, so we have Bofors tanks, so, and we have K9 Vajras, the new ones. So all this we have, uh, which is sufficient enough, good enough to defend the land. Now, if you talk about navy, of course, see, in China, everything they have is in the quantity. When I'm talking about these things, China has bigger numbers in all of them. China has bigger air force, China has bigger army, China has bigger navy, number wise. When we talk about quality, that's a different scenario altogether. So China obviously has the largest navy, one of the largest navies. India too has one of the largest navies in the world. But if we just compare about two, they are they are in numbers they are better than us, but in quality they are not. So India has, you know, India basically has submarines. India also has INS Vikrant and INS Aditya. Basically, they are the fighter jet carriers ships. Then we have frigates also. Then we have destroyers also. And all of that has very latest technology. Now you know, we have acquired P-8I aeroplanes from USA. That is very helpful. That is because today's warfare is all about seeing first and killing first, right? Same goes for Air Force also. Now we have acquired Rafale. So Rafale is one of the best fighter jets in the world, and definitely it's the best in, Asian region, right? So that's there. Now that's the, defense part of it. So in all the three defense sectors, we have enough firepower to sustain them. Now comes the other thing. China will attack us, and it's if China attacks us, 99% we are sure that Pakistan will attack us parallelly, right? Unless or until USA or some other world power stops Pakistan from attacking China from Western Front. But we are damn sure about it. They will definitely attack us. If China attacks us, the attack would be simultaneous. China and Pakistan will attack us parallelly at the same time, right? So to deal with Pakistan, we have enough firepower. We can, but the only question is left is, can India afford to fight both these countries, China and Pakistan, parallelly at a at a single time? We can fight them for, say, let's say 15-20 days, even 1 month. We have that much arsenal with us, uh, arsenal wise also, weaponry wise also, and financially also we can fight them for 1 month. That's there, we have it. But after 1 month, let's say after 20 days, we'll be in trouble. Because if the war stretches for 20 days, we'll be in trouble because our weapon supply will start getting exhausted. Our financial supplies, there will be a huge burden on financial supplies also. So what I'm trying to say is, if it's a small sharp war, and if we strategize well, say war of 10-15 days, we can we can give bloody nose to both Pakistan and China. But if the war stretches, which Pakistan and China would like to do, if the war goes beyond, 15 days, 20 days, even 25 days, then we'll be in trouble. Because after all, you know, we are a we can say that we are a developing nation. We are not a developed nation. We have an economy of 3 trillion, not 35 trillion like USA. So there will be financial challenges and weaponry challenges also. But my assessment is that the world will not let that war to just linger on for that long. There would be tremendous pressure on China and Pakistan to end the war. And if by world pressure, and if the countries like USA, Britain, you know, Italy, Germany, if they are able to build pressure on China to stop the war, and war stops in say 10-15 days, then it's a win-win situation for them also, and it's a win-win situation for India also. Because we have enough firepower to, you know, bring them to their knees for say first 10-15 days, both in China and Pakistan. They'll be in the knees. But because China is a production economy, you'll have to give it to them that they are very good at production. So like when, once Stalin said, quantity has its own quality, right? So because they are huge in number, even if our Rafales are able to destroy 180 J10, then but the last Rafale which will be left, we only have 36. They suppose, what happens is, China will what it's a very simple strategy. What China will do, China will send 5 or 10 of their J10s to fight one Rafale. One Rafale will probably kill 5 J10, will probably shoot down 5 J10. But if China is willing to lose the 5 J10, ultimately China will kill all our 36 Rafales, right? Similarly, Su-30 also is a very capable fighter jet with Indian enhancement. That would be there too. So the whole question is, the whole philosophy of China war doctrine is, throw so much quantity at the enemy so it gets overwhelmed. So if they are willing to do that, we will definitely, after say 15 20 days, our resources will get exhausted, right? So that's what will happen. But having said all that, uh, I still feel that it's unlikely that China will ever wage a full fledged war against India, because it knows the capabilities of Indian Defense Forces. Indian Defense Forces fight each and every day, they are war ready, right? Whereas Chinese haven't fought a war since 1979, and even in their last war against Vietnam, they got a bloody nose. So the whole generation is just fighting against civilians, and just, you know, they are fighting war games, but not the actual war, right? So there is a huge difference between them. So that's the whole thing. So, and also there is one more factor there, that China uh, have built a very false narrative that their defense forces are invincible, which they are not. So, and they hide their casualties. Both the countries do, Pakistan and China. They don't, because they are not democracies. They hide their casualties. So, but if there are large casualties inflicted by Indian forces in a war scenario, it will be tough for them to hide those casualties. And and because since 70s, China had a single child policy, the soldiers which are there in China, they are basically only sons of their parents. So when they will die in large numbers, it will be difficult for Chinese government to, you know, shove away those deaths under the carpet. And this will lead to the protests, because uh, you know, China has built a false narrative with its population that nobody can defeat us, which is wrong. So if we can inflict huge casualties, then it will be very tough for them, and China knows it. So this was my opinion on the war, possibility of war against India and China. I request you all to please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, comment on them, and please feel free to share them. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.